Okay, here we go, here we go. Let's do this 标准教程六级下册练习册. All right, we're getting there. 37. I've certainly had my ups and downs with this book. All right, let's do some practice exercises. I'll start the MP3. 听到了吗？
第10单元热点追踪，第37课警察的故事。
警察的故事。好。
一、听力。
通讯诈骗。
第一部分。
亦称
第1到5题。
电信诈骗。
请选出与所听内容一致的一项。
通讯电信的 very similar。
题。一。
通讯诈骗就是之前常说的电信诈骗。
Okay, there it is.
指犯罪分子利用电话、短信、QQ、微信、互联网等信息手段骗取他人财物的犯罪行为。由于近年来此类案件越来越多，犯罪手段更新升级，公安机关不断提醒民众要提高自己的防范意识。
Yeah, but something like that where they're just stating fact. Yeah, if they say it, then it has to be that. They're not going to contradict the fact later on down the line. That looks a bit more healthy. All right. But anyway, what are the other ones? 犯罪分子不喜欢利用互联网作案。What? 作案? What is 作案? Make documents or something? 公安机关对通讯诈骗分子从不收款。从不收款 I don't even know what 收款 means. 百姓应提高对通讯诈骗分子的体悟性。Oh, they probably should. But they said this at the start. 通讯诈骗，电信诈骗。So I don't know why that one's wrong. But they just said it at the start, right? What am I supposed to do? Why is it not this one then? 应提高对这个的警惕性。Why is it 警惕性 not 警惕? Anyway, let's continue. 下一个 We'll listen to it a second time. Maybe there's more to the story. 多数人对打击毒品犯罪表示肯定。
新总统上任以来，政府一直致力于打击国内的毒品犯罪活动。在多数人看来，这短短几个月的时间里，警方的反毒品效率之高，成效之显著，远不是过去几年能比的。
Oh, that's a little tricky, but we're talking about some unspecific country tackling drugs. Yeah, lots of people were happy with the government tackling the drug problem, but 过去几年犯罪分子没有现在猖狂 Not so sure about that character. But it kind of means crazy, or here it's like flourishing. But when it's like a drug trade, you don't want to use a positive word like flourishing, so you use a negative word like this one. 上届政府无法与一届政府相比。Not really. They compared them, right? But literally is what the thing was, right? Comparing the previous administration with this one. 百姓们对毒品犯罪活动深恶痛绝。深恶痛绝 I don't know. I don't even know what some of these mean. I'm going to go A. A seems pretty close. Yeah, they did kind of indicate that people supported the government's kind of war on drugs. 28名服刑。
日前，一伙犯罪分子在一所监狱越狱，造成至少28名在押人员逃脱。据当地警察说，由于监狱守卫力量薄弱，看守人员麻痹大意，以致犯罪分子趁机越狱。目前，政府已部署了大量警力进行追捕，军方也在协助解决这一事件。
So we had a prison break. They didn't get sick. They escaped from prison, right? Okay, so 犯罪分子从监狱逃跑了。Yeah. The criminals, they escaped from prison. 监狱看 oh, this is one of those cases where 看 is first tone, right? 监狱看守与罪犯有勾结。I think they didn't say that. They didn't say colluding. They were just lazy, right? Okay, 军队和什么有关系？没有关系 right? 军队是抓捕犯罪的主力。No, I don't know what that means really, or what relevance it has to anything, so I'm not going to choose that one. There was a prison escape. Oh, usually you don't get like interesting stories like this. 影片的主角是环保警察。
未来警察是中国电影集团出品的一部科幻警匪片。影片讲述的是一个和保护能源有关的故事。生活在2080年的警察周志豪，为了执行政府的任务，保护能源专家马博士和自己的女儿一起穿越时空，回到2020年，与邪恶势力进行对抗。
All right, so that was a movie about. She introduced a movie. Well, this is the name of the movie. 未来警察, right? So where in the future there are crimes against the environment. So the protagonist, I believe, was like the environmental police officer. He had like tension with his daughter over this. 进口大片，不是进口，是中国，是国内拍的电影。影片畅想未来警察如何办案。畅想 ，not so sure. I think it's this one. 马博士有个女儿。That's true as well, right? Let's go C. C, I'm pretty sure is true. Why is A incorrect though? 主角是 don't know. The main protagonist of the movie was a police officer. Maybe not 环保警察. I'm not sure. But there were like environmental crimes, right? In this movie. 女车主在车内遭到了抢劫 ，a robbery. Oh, interesting.
女车主进入驾驶室，一名男子看到周边没人，迅速拉开后车门，掏出刀抵住女车主的脖子，用胶带将其绑住，继而进行抢劫。目前，涉嫌抢劫的谢某已被警方依法刑事拘留。民警提醒广大车主，尤其是女性车主，将车子停放在地下停车场偏僻地方，准备上车时，要注意一下周边有没有陌生的可疑人员，不要埋头看手机或者打电话。
Right. So there was a woman driver of, I guess, a bus or some sort of public transport or something like that. She had to drive, like for her job, she had to drive to a remote location where she was robbed. And so, people were thinking, oh, you should not put women drivers in that position. If that was my understanding. 女车主驾驶车辆时发生了事故。事故 like it can mean an accident, but almost always it means a car accident, usually involving like serious injury or something like this, not just 事故. Actually, maybe just the examples I've encountered were serious injuries. Maybe it can be more general than that. I don't think she crashed. I think she got robbed. 开车的时候不要看手机或打电话. That's correct, but it's not relevant. Or I don't think it's relevant. Maybe I missed it. 地下车库很考验 女车主的驾驶技术。No, I think she got robbed. Okay, so we've certainly changed the tone of what you get in these exercises. So we've gone from like the usual generic stuff to bank robberies and like no, it wasn't a bank robbery. It was like a bandit.
第二部分
and
第6到10题，
prison
请选
break.
出正确答案。
All right,
现在
interview.
开始第6到10题。
秘书科、
第6到10题是根据下面一段采访。
人事科、指挥室。
观众朋友们，大家好，今天我们请来了王警官，跟大家谈谈张庆同志生前的事迹。您好，您能不能跟我们谈谈张庆同志是怎么突发疾病去世的？
他工作太拼命了，中秋节假期他
听不到，为什么那么轻？
拼命了，中秋节假期他一直在值班。我们开会时发现他没到，就去办公室找他，发现他因心脏病发作去世。
张庆警官在公安局主要分管哪方面工作呢？
他从中国人民警官大学毕业以后，分配到我们刑警大队。开始时在第一线工作，后来发现他文字水平很高，就调到秘书科，主要是写各种材料。去世前，他已经是我们分局指挥室主任了。
您跟他一起共事，有什么印象特别深刻的事例吗？
他虽然没有什么特别光辉的事迹，但他工作严谨认真。记得1998年，我们接到报警，有一家公司的负责人被骗了，骗子非常狡猾，没留下多少线索。为了尽快破案，一接到情报，老张就带领我们几个人赶到山东。我们埋伏在嫌疑人的居住地附近，一蹲就是10几个小时。正是他的冷静沉着，为后来案件的侦破立下了汗马功劳。
他平时工作怎么样？
他经常加班，很少准点下班。有一次他持续高烧，还坚持带病工作。后来在同事的劝说下，才利用午休的时间去了医院。
他一工作就顾不得休息和病痛了。
是的，他担任指挥室主任时工作特别忙。他的办公室有一个小沙发，他加班累了就在沙发上躺一躺。我们领导常常说，交给张庆的事，我从来不用说第2遍，他肯定完成的又快又好。我们也常劝他注意休息，他总是说没事，指挥室年轻同事多，我得多分担些。
他的离去对他的家庭打击很大吧？
那是当然的，但是他的家属很坚强。他的家庭经济情况比较困难，但他在单位从来不说家里的事。
6. 张庆警官是怎么去世的？
去世的。I don't know. I didn't realize he died. Okay. 突发疾病去世了，是战役中牺牲了。Okay, we're not talking about wars. We're talking about the police officer. So the speaker must mean someone else. So Jiang Qing was the one who solved the case. The case involved a university student / hard worker who had a mental illness who was especially adept at swindling people. 为救同事牺牲的，遭遇车祸去世了。I don't know. Could be this one. Yeah, I just don't know. So I didn't realize Jiang Qing and the speaker were different people. Well, I realized it later on. First, I couldn't hear it though. Like, you understand? The woman, she speaks like really loudly, and the man's like.
张庆刚毕业时在什么部门工作？
什么部门工作？ I don't know. I heard B. I didn't hear any of the others. I thought that was his major at university.
同事对张庆印象最深刻的一件事情是什么？
Yeah, so he cracked the case in this year, right? So both of those. 张庆骗了狡猾的骗子. So he 骗的骗子. The police officer tricked the con man. 1998年随张庆破诈骗案。Why is that not correct? 随 What does 随 mean? 张庆将嫌疑人一直追到山东。This is, I mean, 山东。Hello. I don't know. I didn't hear anything like that. But maybe I just didn't hear it. 98年破案，江庆落下了病根。What does 落下了病根 mean? 落下 I don't even know what that means. 落下了病根。I'll choose B. Like, they've used all this phrasing, unfamiliar phrasing. 落下了病根。I don't know what that means. 病根 will be the cause, like same as 病因, right? The cause of a disease. 落下了. Does that mean to discover the disease? But it would be the cause. No, 病根, not the cause of the disease. It was something involving a sofa in his office and excessively working overtime. All right. Anyway, let's continue. It could be D. I'll put it in brackets. 对年轻人白班
张庆的领导对他的工作有什么评价？
I don't even know what this means. 白班客户. So these are kind of unfair things to ask at my level. 他一工作就想不起来休息。That's not correct. 他热爱工作，胜于自己的身体。胜于 So he likes to work more. I guess this is to a greater extent than his own 身体. 身体 is a bit of a trap because when you first learn the word 身体, you might be HSK1 or 2, I forget, something like that. It's really early on you learn the word 身体, and you're taught that it means body in the sense of your human body, but it also means your health, and here it means health. It doesn't mean your body. So I'm interpreting this sentence as he values work above his own health. This could be the correct answer, but I don't recall ever encountering before 剩余工作交给张庆就100个放心吧100个放心吧 I don't even know what they're talking about. Using all this unfamiliar language. I'm going to put C. C seems to be the closest. Yes. No, it wasn't he's lazy. He had a couch for when he kind of was struggling because he was excessively working. 家庭成员众多，亲属关系复杂，家事对外部保密。
张庆的家庭情况怎么样？
张庆 So Jiang Qing was the police officer, right? Not the person with mental illness. 家庭经济条件不好。I've got nothing. I have nothing. I got nothing. I'm just going to guess B. When in doubt, guess B. Actually, probably a better one is when in doubt, choose the longest one. Because usually the longest one is correct. I wonder how many marks you would get if you just chose the longest one in every single one. Here, they make the longest one D all the time. Quite often the longest one is the correct answer. Usually it's because it's hard to phrase the correct answer in...
第11到17题。
It's hard to phrase the correct answer in only a few characters, whereas it's very easy to phrase an incorrect answer in very few characters. You can just say anything. Whereas the correct answer, you have to be very precise. So it tends to be longer.
请选出正确答案。
I feel like you could create an
现
AI
在
to
开始
just
第
guess the
11
correct
到
answer.
13题。第11到13题是根
说
据下
风
面
趣
段
幽默的话。So
好好说话听起来是件简单的事情，实际却不一定。这是一种能力，一种智慧，一种修养。好好说话不是指爱说话、风趣幽默，能讲出很深刻、含有独到见解和哲理的话，而是说不要信口开河、胡言乱语。在激动的时候，控制自己的情绪，照顾别人的感受。说话要分清场合对象，注意说话的方法方式。作为一名警察，好好说话尤其重要。有一回，我调解2个人的矛盾，其中一人不满，大怒起来：“你们这些警察是白吃饭的吗？我1年交那么多税养你们是白养了，一点用也没有。”听了这话，我愤怒、厌恶，又不知道该跟他说什么。这时，有个平时话不多的老民警听不下去了，站到他面前，一字一句不卑不亢地说：“如果没有警察日夜防范小偷、强盗，没有警察对犯罪分子进行严厉打击，你的企业、你的家能够平平安安、好好发展吗？”那个人用舌头舔了舔嘴唇，服气地低下了头。这个老民警就是个会说话的人，他听了那些话，情绪一定也很激动。可是他没有暴跳如雷，也不是无言以对，而是将自己工作的崇高价值真真切切地告诉对方，让对方冷静下来。
11，根据本文，好好说话指的是什么？
then when? When? It's a speech, right? Yeah, maybe it's Cohen. Anyway, let's not get distracted. So we're talking about the skill of like speaking, what like being able to communicate well, what traits that has. They talked about it's not all these things. It's mostly about controlling your emotions and being able to understand how your interlocutor will receive what you've said. They raised a case about a police officer talking about like people getting into quarrels, and usually you need a real good skill to be able to just communication skill to be able to deal with that. They raised a specific example about a minjing, was it like a local police officer who had the gift of the gab, quite good at de-escalating situations. 说风趣幽默的话 ，no。说丰富哲理的话 ，no。想说什么就说什么 ，no。说话讲究方式方法 ，yeah。They talked a lot about like controlling what you say and being very precise and so on. Don't just say whatever. Okay. 养你们 what's the question? 养你们很辛苦。Who is 你们? I don't know who 你们 is. 你们要信赖我。
12，文章中的“养你们是白养了”是什么意思？
养你们是白养了，是什么意思？ So 白养 would be pointlessly do this. 养 I don't know what the 养 means. 养你们是白养了。养你们也没有用。Yeah, I guess that's what it means. Okay. So 白 is often used before a noun, before a verb, in this case young, to mean you've done it with pointlessly. So maybe you go all the way to Shanghai to visit your colleague, but your colleague is not in Shanghai. Your colleague is in Beijing, and you're like, oh, 我白去了一趟. Oh, it's like it kind of wasted a trip, that sort of thing. 他间接读到，他不敢请。
为什么说那位老警察是会说话的人？
会说话。Yeah, he was very adept at like de-escalating. 他的话以理服人 ，yeah, 那个 Workbook 以理服人 ，yeah, 服 meaning like persuade or convince， 以理 would be by means of 理 reason and so on。他能为对方着想，or it could be that one too。他不感情用事 ，so I don't think it's A or B。他能为对方着想。Not, I'm leaning towards D. Again, they're using phrases that I haven't seen before, and I have to infer their meaning. So it's, I don't know. It's like the more further I get through this book, the harder it gets. Yeah, some of these are not all that reasonable to ask some people at my level. Like, come on. 一个人坐飞机来
第
了，
14到17题
马车、
是根
汽车、
据下
火车
面一段话。
真是的。
这是一个有关母亲的故事，发生在犯人与母亲之间。探望关在监狱的儿子的日子到了，一位来自大山深处的老母亲，先后乘坐马车、汽车和火车来探望服刑的儿子。老母亲从包袱里给儿子掏出用白布包着的瓜子，瓜子已经炒熟，老母亲全嗑好了，没有皮，白花花、密密麻麻的。儿子接过瓜子仁儿，手开始颤抖。他知道山里穷，路途又远，母亲一定是卖掉了鸡蛋，还要节省许多开支，才能攒够路费来看自己。来之前的那段日子，母亲肯定是白天在田里忙碌，晚上在灯下嗑瓜子。嗑好的瓜子放在一起，一点点这么多，自己一粒也舍不得吃。这堆瓜子，不知道母亲嗑亮了多少个夜晚。母亲没有说话，只是用衣袖擦着眼泪。儿子低着头，满心愧疚。作为身强力壮的小伙子，正是奉养母亲的时候，他却不能。在所有探监人当中，母亲衣着最为破烂，但一颗颗瓜子包含着千言万语。儿子扑通一声给母亲跪下，他忏悔。一次，一位新婚不久的朋友向我抱怨自己的母亲，说她没文化，思想不开通，说她什么也干不了，还爱唠叨。于是我把这个故事讲给他听。听完，他泪眼朦胧，很久没有说话。
14，这个犯人的母亲是怎么来到监狱的？
Oh, his mother was in prison. Oh, that makes more sense. All right. How did she end up in prison though? Did she do something dodgy? 自己走路来了，跟朋友坐船来的，一个人。I don't know. I got nothing. I don't really understand the question. I'd have to listen again. I'm just going to choose D because I vaguely heard those words. Yeah, I didn't get the plot of that story. Some details I picked up on. Yeah, guazi, like sunflower seeds, and this ke it's a very specific verb for this action of biting a sunflower seeds, right?
15，母亲给儿子带来了什么？
母亲给儿子，this one， 白色的包袱，好吃的点心，崭新的衣服。No, I think it's A. So I've got all the people mixed up in this one. All right, I think it's A because I think that's what they talked about. 非常小气的人，很有文化的人。
16，这个犯人的母亲是个什么样的人？
No, 犯人的母亲 it's not the mother who was a criminal, it was him. 我越想越糊涂。So the mother was what kind of person? I feel like I did the R的人 makes a lot of sense. So she's visiting him in prison or jail or whatever. I think they're the same concepts in Chinese. And yeah, so I presume that means she cares about him. 做个故事很有趣，这个故事很有趣。朋友的母亲。
17，我为什么要给朋友讲这个故事？
Hold on. So the narrator was not one of the people involved. Wow. 朋友抱怨自己的母亲 ，maybe. 为了让朋友哄母亲更高兴。No, I think C. Yeah, though I struggled with this one. All right. So, yeah, too many characters. I didn't keep up. All right, take 2. I'll listen again. It was hard to
第10
hear.
单元，热点追踪。第37课，警察的故事。
Anyway, those are my answers. A,
1.
A, B, C,
听
A.
力第一
Here I
部分
chose A.
第1到5题，请选出与所听内容一致的一项。现在开始第1题。
Why was this one not correct?
1.
通讯诈骗就是之前常说的电信诈骗，
Yeah.
指犯罪分子利用电话、短信、QQ、微信、互联网等信息手段骗取他人财物的犯罪行为。由于近年来此类案件越来越多，犯罪手段更新升级，公安机关不断提醒民众要提高自己的防范意识。
Yeah, okay. So this is true. It's just they didn't say it. Kind of a trap. Here I chose A.
2.
新总统上任以来，政府一直致力于打击国内的毒品犯罪活动。
Huh?
在多数人看来，这短短几个月的时间里，警方的反毒品效率之高，成效之显著，远不是过去几年能比的。
Yeah. Yeah, all right. It's A, right? They came in, new government came in, said we're going to tackle the drug problem, and they made massive strides within the first few months, and people recognize that. I think that's definitely A as well. I chose
日
B.
前，一伙犯罪分子在一所监狱越狱，造成至少28名在押人员逃脱。据当地警察说，由于监狱守卫力量薄弱，看守人员麻痹大意，以致犯罪分子趁机越狱。目前，政府已部署了大量警力进行追捕，军方也在协助解决这一事件。
So the army was involved, but I don't think they're the major. Anyway, they escaped from prison. Was the main idea. Here I chose C.
未来警察是中国电影集团出品的一部科幻警匪片。影片讲述的是一个和保护能源有关的故事。生活在2080年的警察周志豪，为了执行政府的任务，保护能源专家马博士和自己的女儿一起穿越时空，回到2020年，与邪恶势力进行对抗。
All right. So Ma Boshi has a daughter. Like you can totally ignore everything other than that. Like maybe like 5-6 characters.
5.
Here I chose A.
女车主进入驾驶室，一名男子看到周边没人，迅速拉开后车门，掏出刀抵住女车主的脖子，用胶带将其绑住，继而进行抢劫。目前，涉嫌抢劫的谢某已被警方依法刑事拘留。民警提醒广大车主，尤其是女性车主，将车子停放在地下停车场偏僻地方，准备上车时，要注意一下周边有没有陌生的可疑人员，不要埋头看手机或者打电话。
Yeah. So she was robbed, right? I misunderstood a little bit of that. But the example was she was robbed, and they sent out warnings to people when you're in a remote location, you need to be careful. Don't just open the door. And they also said other warnings like this. Just not just when you're driving, but pay attention to, are you going to get robbed if you open this door, kind of thing. All right, I didn't change any of my answers. I think they're okay. So now the interview. This was partly hard because I couldn't actually hear what the guy was
第二
saying.
部分，第6到10题，请选出正确答案。
The woman is like shouting. The guy's like
第6到10
whispering.
第
Those
6
were
到
my
10
answers.
题是根据下面一段采访。
CBB, CB. But I'm not sure about
观
it.
众朋友们，大家好，今天我们请来了王警官，跟大家谈谈张庆同志生前的事迹。您好，您能不能跟我们谈谈张庆同志是怎么突发疾病去世的？
疾病。
中秋节假期他一直在值班，我们开会时发现他没到，就去办公室找他，发现他因心脏病发作去世。
张庆警官在公安局主要分管哪方面工作呢？
他从中国人民警官大学毕业以后，分配到我们刑警大队。开始时在第一线工作，后来发现他文字水平很高，就调到秘书科，主要是写各种材料。去世前，他已经是我们分局指挥室主任了。
您跟他一起共事，有什么印象特别深刻的事例吗？
他虽然没有什么特别光辉的事迹，但他工作严谨认真。记得1998年，我们接到报警，有一家公司的负责人被骗了，骗子非常狡猾，没留下多少线索。为了尽快破案，一接到情报，老张就带领我们几个人赶到山东。我们埋伏在嫌疑人的居住地附近，一蹲就是10几个小时。正是他的冷静沉着，为后来案件的侦破立下了汗马功劳。
他平时工作怎么样？
他经常加班，很少准点下班。有一次他持续高烧，还坚持带病工作。后来在同事的劝说下，才利用午休的时间去了医院。
他一工作就顾不得休息和病痛了。
是的，他担任指挥室主任时工作特别忙。他的办公室有一个小沙发，他加班累了就在沙发上躺一躺。我们领导常常说，交给张庆的事，我从来不用说第2遍，他肯定完成的又快又好。我们也常劝他注意休息，他总是说没事，指挥室年轻同事多，我得多分担心。
他的离去对他的家庭打击很大的。
那是当然的，但是他的家属很坚强。他的家庭经济情况比较困难，但他在单位从来不说家里的事。
Okay. Wow.
张庆警官是怎么去世的？
Yeah, wow, I totally misunderstood that the first time around. Okay, so we're talking about a police officer called Jiang Qing. Maybe not a police officer, but someone who worked in a police station or something like this. So he died of heart disease. We're talking about him now, and yeah, there was a whole bunch of stories. We didn't talk very much about criminals. All right. So here I chose C. Yeah, no, that's not correct. So 突发疾病去世了. Yeah, all right. He died of heart disease, some unspecified heart disease. So A. Oh, sorry, I changed it to A. So they said this one and this one. This was first. So it's probably A. The others are just not relevant, I think.
一，张庆刚毕业时在什么部门工作？
Yeah. A. Yeah, I'm going to change all my answers here. This one I probably got wrong as well, but 张庆骗了狡猾的骗子。1998年回张庆。
同事对张庆印象最深刻的一件事情是什么？
It was this case. So I think 张庆将嫌疑人一直追到山东， it could be this one, but I don't think he like physically chased them to Shandong. I think he just did the paper trail or something like this. 就是8年破案，江青落下了病根. Yeah, so it's not that. So it's C, right? I changed 3 of my answers. I do badly in these ones, these interview ones. All right, maybe that's expected. Here I chose C. Oh yeah, this one absolutely. He valued his work over his own personal health.
张庆的领导对他的工作有什么评价？
他的领导对他的工作有什么评价？ No, it's this one, right? It's still that one. The speaker is his 领导 leader or boss, right? All right. Yeah, anyway, it's that one. All right, and 10 I chose B. No.
10. 张庆的家庭情况怎么样？
So he commented that Zhang Qing does not like talking about his family at work. 家庭成员众多，家庭关系复杂，家庭对外都保密。This one. 经济条件不好。Oh, it could be that one. He wasn't noted for being especially rich. But they did, I think it's C. Yeah. So you can see I changed 4 out of 5 of those. No, I just totally misunderstood the story first time. It seems like I added things to it as well. All right, 下一个。
第3部分，第11到17题，请选出正确答案。现在开始第11到13题。
Here I chose D, C, D.
第11到13题是根据下面一段话。
The only one I was unsure about was this one.
好好说话听起来是件简单的事情，实际却不一定。这是一种能力，一种智慧，一种修养。好好说话不是指爱说话、风趣幽默，能讲出很深刻、还有独到见解和哲理的话，而是说不要信口开河、胡言乱语。
No, not there yet.
在激动的时候，控制自己的情绪，
Still not
照
there.
顾别人的感受。说话要分清场合对象，注意说话的方法方式。
Okay, there.
作为一名警察，好好说话尤其重要。有一回，我调解2个人的矛盾，其中一人不满，大怒起来：“你们这些警察是白吃饭的吗？我1年交那么多税养你们是白养了，一点用也没有。”听了这话，我愤怒、厌恶，又不知道该跟他说什么。这时，有个平时话不多的老民警听不下去了，站到他面前，一字一句不卑不亢地说：“如果没有警察日夜防范小偷、强盗，没有警察对犯罪分子进行严厉打击，你的企业、你的家能够平平安安、好好发展吗？”那个人用舌头舔了舔嘴唇，服气地低下了头。这个老民警就是个会说话的人，他听了那些话，情绪一定也很激动。可是他没有暴跳如雷，也不是无言以对，而是将自己工作的崇高价值真真切切地告诉对方，让对方冷静下来。
I think this one's closer.
根据本文，好好说话指的是什么？
Yeah, so she basically said that. So let's just continue. Here I chose C, and that's the answer to the question she's going to ask.
12. 文章中的“养你们是白养了”是什么意思？
Yeah, okay, here I chose D, put in brackets C, but I'm going to change this one to C. Put in bracket D. I think C is better. 以理服人，理
13. 为什么说那位老警察是会说话的人？
Yeah, so the issue I'm seeing is that 以理服人. So 理 is like logic and reasoning and so on. And the speaker did not talk about that. he emphasized that he was more sympathetic and caring and about this, even though it's like a criminal over there. Yeah, and that kind of interaction caused them to calm down and be more relaxed and so on. So this one, I think, is closer. This one didn't talk about using logic. He didn't get out his blackboard and start proving theorems. He kind of like sympathized with them. So I think that's a better choice of word. So I'll change it to C. And the last one, here I chose D, A, D, C.
第14到17题是根据下面一段话。
But he's in prison, the mother's visiting, right?
这是一个有关母亲的故事，发生在犯人与母亲之间。
好，
探望关在监狱的儿子的日子到了。一位来自大山深处的老母亲，先后乘坐马车、汽车和火车来探望服刑的儿子。老母亲从包袱里给儿子掏出用白布包着的瓜子，瓜子已经炒熟，老母亲全嗑好了，没有皮，白花花，密密麻麻的。
Okay, definitely that one, yeah.
儿子接过瓜子仁儿，手指知道山里穷，路途又远，母亲一定是卖掉了鸡蛋，还要节省许多开支，才能攒够路费来看自己。来之前的那段日子，母亲肯定是白天在田里忙碌，晚上在灯下嗑瓜子。嗑好的瓜子放在一起，一点点增多，自己一粒也舍不得吃。这堆瓜子，不知道母亲嗑亮了多少个夜晚。母亲没有说话，只是用衣袖擦着眼泪。
Yeah.
儿子低着头，满心愧疚。
Anyway, that's
作为身强力壮的小伙子，正是奉养母亲的时候，却不能。在所有探监人当中，母亲衣着最为破烂，但一颗颗瓜子包含着千言万语。儿子扑通一声给母亲跪下，他忏悔。
大声说。
一次，一位新婚不久的朋友向我抱怨自己的母亲，说她没文化，思想不开通，
Yeah.
说她什么也干不了，还爱唠叨。于是，我把这个故事讲给他听。听完，他泪眼朦胧，很久没有说话。
14，
No, I'm sure I got
这
them
个
right.
犯人的母亲是怎么来到监狱的？
No, yeah, shit. So they just didn't mention these other methods. Just all this. It was a long trip and it was a struggle and it was a costly thing. And the son was kind of both moved and
母亲给儿子带来了什么？
yeah, the guards, they get this so maybe I'll show you because it's a very specific word and you don't have this word in English. It's this particular action. Where you bite seeds. Like this. So you take or sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds or whatever seeds, and you put them vertically between your teeth and you crush them, and it makes it easier to get out the seeds. So this is 嗑瓜子. So the mother has already 嗑瓜子 all the 瓜子. So for her son who is in prison. Yeah. I don't know. They talked about that for quite a long time. All right. Sorry, next one. All right. Here, 爱自己儿子的人. Absolutely, right?
16，这个犯人的母亲是个什么样的人？
Yeah. So despite him being in prison, she really loved him and did all this stuff for him. So C, yeah. So this was a story one friend told to another in response
我
to
为什么要给朋友讲这个故事？
War is the speaker. Yeah, like they changed voice, right? So it was a guy narrating the story, right? and I could barely hear him. Yeah, and the woman asked the question. It still says "what." Anyway, so the speaker tells this story because his friend is complaining about his mother. Anyway, that's the listening section. We'll do the reading section. Just pause for 1 second, please. All right, where were we? Yeah, let's find some grammar errors. Hey, 语病. Okay, 你不认真学习，那怎么可能有好成绩？是可想而知的。No, that's just wrong, right? 可想而知的. You can imagine it. You can't imagine the non-existence of good grades. That's just wrong already, right? I feel like, yeah, if that was the actual exam, I'd probably just choose A and quickly skip to the next one without reading B, C, and D. Why? Because you don't have very much time. I could be wrong. It is a risk. But, yeah. But in the exam, yeah, you have 1 minute for the whole thing, and you have to accept you're not going to get much more than 7. I don't even think native speakers can get more than 7 on these kinds of questions, like 7 out of 10. 这种正规组织类型的单一化，正是深入改革的主要障碍。正是。It's like 单一化 uniformization. I don't know. I think it's okay. 关于这一点，我将在下一节里加以说明。这里暂且不谈。这里暂且不谈。Okay, so this might be an appropriate sentence in like a paper or something like this, maybe, or like on your talk slides if you're giving a speech. We'll talk about that later. In this part, we'll temporarily not talk about it. 这篇文章既是生活实际的反映，又是作者真挚感情的流露。Yeah, all right, definitely A. Definitely that doesn't make sense. 可想而知的，也有好成绩是可想而知的。So 可想而知 is like it's easy to imagine, right? You just think about it and yeah, you know. Actually, 可想而知 is it's like you imagine it and you understand. You just think for a bit. You understand. Yeah, it's not even the right 成语 as well, right? Yeah, definitely A. That's just very, very wrong. 在教学程序上，首先要建立起适应新的学科结构的思维框架。So this is phrased in the imperative. It's telling someone you have to do this first, kind of. So this in 程序is like a sequence or a sequence of procedures or steps. 程序。首先要建立起适当新的学科结构的思维框架。所以建立起 this like a thought framework. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. You're usually encouraged to not use 2 does in the same sentence, but all right, in the same clause. 社会学的主要任务 So this is sociology. 就是要研究社会结构的协调和正常运行. I think that's fine. 协调 this is like coordination, something like harmony, something in that ballpark. 展望未来的计算机技术。 展望未来 be used as an attributive? 计算机技术 so computing technology. 展望未来 is a verb phrase. Use it to think about the future. I don't know. I'm suspicious of this one being used as an attributive. Attributive being like a generalized adjective. 预计将会出现以下几种崭新的计算机。预计。Yeah, so this is fine. Oh, maybe it is 展望。展望未来的计算机技术。I think that's okay, right? So your 展望 is often, it kind of means looking ahead or looking at how things are going to develop. It's often used in the collocation 展望未来. So looking ahead to the future. But here it looks like we're 展望ing this, and I think that is okay. All right. 今天我来到扬州瘦西湖的地方。It's a bit weird, but why would you put the 地方？瘦西湖。游览了白塔、钓鱼台和OK 游览这个钓鱼台和五亭桥等风景点。Okay, so 游览 is like browse. 游览 Why is it not 观光 Why or just 去 But I don't see a concrete error. Maybe it's okay 游览 Let's read it, check them again, because I didn't see any concrete errors. Nothing stood out to me as obviously wrong. 在教学程序上，首先要建立起适应新的学科机构的思维框架。I mean, the double "the" could lead to ambiguity. Maybe the argument here is that it's a 冗余病. No, not a 冗余病, 含糊语病, like ambiguity, an ambiguity error. There is an argument for that. 社会学的主要任务就是要 I think that's okay. The 要 is okay, right? 就是要研究社会结构的协调和正常运行。社会的运行 is 运行 an appropriate collocation. 社会的运行，运行 is often like the procedure, the carrying out of something. 运行 I think it's okay. It's like how society flows and proceeds. 展望未来的计算机技术，预计。So here this has no subject. 预计。Is it okay to leave off the subject? So maybe it should have a subject like 本篇文章 this article. 预计将会出现以下几种崭新的计算机。The aforementioned, no, not the aforementioned, the subsequently mentioned, the subsequently listed brand new computers. Is it 种? 种 is fine, right?预计. So there's kind of a lack of a subject here, right? Is that a strong argument for it being an error? I don't think so. I don't think that's strong enough to say that is an error. 今天我来到扬州这条湖的地方. That's a bit weird. I don't think it's wrong. It's just weird, right? It strikes me as the kind of thing a non-native speaker would say. Putting a 的地方. Yeah. So non-native speakers like using very unspecific phrases like 地方 and 东西 and 事件, that sort of thing. Yeah, native speakers tend to have greater vocabulary, and so they will use more precise words. They won't use 地方. 很好，很好，这很好吃，很好看。我喜欢打篮球。All right, anyway, let's continue. I'm just going to make fun of beginners. 今天我来到扬州瘦西湖的地方。游览 游览's a bit weird to me. 游览 I think it's okay though. I think it does have a 游览. So 游览, you're just casually walking around from place to place, just browsing. I think this is okay. 游览呢，这个地方和这个风景点，还是地方。After making fun of people for saying 地方, and it's like, oh, I said 地方. I told you, it's non-native speaker language. No, you say 这个, when you're reading these things, the actual name is not so critical. So you just say 这个地方, 这个人, that sort of thing. 等风景点. Yeah, I don't see any obvious errors in any of these. None of them scream to me as this is obviously the error. This one is a bit weird because of the double duh, and it's very hard to pair up. Okay. 建立起思维框架. Or is it 建立起学科结构? It's very hard to parse. P-A-R-S-E, parse. What do you think? 社会学的首要任务就是要. The 要 is a bit weird, but so this is the subject of the sentence. 就是要. What does the 要 add to the sentence? I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't have any concrete errors. There's only three things. This, with the double duh, could be argued as an error due to ambiguity. This sentence could be argued as a problem with the 就是要. 那个这种任务就是要. Whereas it should be the people like carrying out that task will do this. But the other one might be 运行. 运行, I don't know this word strongly enough. Like, I can't definitively say that 运行is or is not correct. So that's kind of key when you're deciding on these. Knowing 运行, is that a HSK word? I'm not sure. 展望未来. Yeah, I'm tempted to think maybe the author has interpreted this as 展望未来的这个. And there is an argument that that's a bit fishy, but I'm looking at 展望未来的这个, and that seems all right. Yeah. There is also an argument that the 预计 doesn't have a subject. But I think this is okay. So sometimes you leave it off. 预计. So like, if this was part of a broader context, yeah, no, I still think maybe that's the error. That the 预计 doesn't have a subject. Like, who is doing the 预计? It doesn't say. That seems like the strongest one. 游览. I think it's okay. I just, yeah. And the defung's a bit weird. But yeah, I just don't know. There's kind of flimsy argumentation in all of them. Non-concrete, flimsy argumentation I can think of, but nothing concrete, nothing to say definitively that that is wrong, and that's that. 任何时代都将就要建设新的文明。What is the 要? The 要 is really weird. 任何时代includes past generations and the current generation and future generations, right? 任何时代都将就要is like future tense. So 任何时代, okay, so like in Qin Shi Huang's time, it includes that, right? Like the Bronze Age? No, it was Iron Age when Qin Shi Huang was around. 但新的文明的创造性 is a double duh as well, isn't it? Like, is it 新的文明的创造 or is it 新的文明的创造? Does the 新 apply to 文明 or 创造? That's the ambiguity. That's why you don't use the double duh. But sometimes it's just unimportant, so you use it anyway. 创造性 建设 So this is the subject for the second clause. 都只有在原有传统的基础上才能进行。只有 What does the 有？只有什么 ？So 在这个上 ，so it's 只有才能进行。What? Maybe there's an invisible duh there. 只有在原有传统的基础上的才能进行。Maybe that should be 职能 or 直视。有 is a bit weird. This 要 is very weird as well. So I'm very much suspecting A is the answer. Not 100% sure because languages are flexible. So I can't just like if we was doing maths, it's like no, that's a plus, not a minus, and that's that. There's no argument. There's no other like anything else. Yeah, we don't do this on maths exams, do we? We don't have like spot the error. I feel like maybe I should add that. If I ever become a maths teacher again, maybe I'll get revenge and put like, here, one of the students in my class gave this, where's the error? All right, anyway. 他无奈地说我们还是分手吧 All right. So 无奈 is like hopelessly. So she's given up hope and she's saying we still should break up. 因为咱们俩是不同类型的人 All right, so this is figurative, but okay. 你是现实主义者，反而 no, 反而 is not appropriate. 反而 is like on the other hand. No. So it's not A, it's B. 反而 is not appropriate. Maybe you would use 与此同时 or 不过 or something like that. 你是现实主义者，反而我是超现实主义者。You're A, 反而 but I'm B. That's basically it. The rest of the sentence is fine. It's the 反而 that's it. So we'll read the other ones. That's making me suspect this quite strongly. 反而 does not seem right at all. Okay, 这幅画中既有又有 OK 既有远古彩陶图案的影响 All right. 又有20世纪抽象画风的韵味 Okay, that's fine. But why do you say 有影响 rather than 受影响 其平面分割、变形处理和色彩的装饰又不乏现代意味。I think that's fine. I really, compared to the other errors or potential errors, that's not a problem. 但群的经济和文化水平的差别 So this and this difference between them 还不能构成不平等。构成不平等。So pure economics and cultural level cannot 还不能构成不平等。只有当这种差别妨碍一些民族享受法律所规定的平等权利时 ，OK， 只有这个时，它才成为事实上的不平等。So the high would make sense in a broader context. Like if it was part of a paragraph. So this high could be okay. But I 不能 This is like 本身 something like that. Anyway, I don't see anything concrete there, whereas these other ones are kind of iffy. 任何时代都终究要建设新的文明。So the 要 kind of implies future tense, right? Or 要 also means want to or aim to. It could mean want rather than will. In that context, maybe it's okay. Or maybe if this sentence was added in, say, a science fiction story or something like this, where we're talking about future generations, it could mean will there as well, couldn't it? So in that context, it could be correct. 但新的文明的创造性建设都只有在原有传统的基础上才能进行。只有才能。Yeah, sometimes this kind of your is a bit flexible. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the far. 你是现实主义者。Yeah, maybe it should be 然而我是超现实主义者。然而 works. 反而 Yeah, I think the 反而 is wrong. Yeah, obviously I wouldn't have time to actually do that on the exam. But I don't know. When you're studying, you want to learn things, right? If I studied as if I was taking the exam, I would learn less. So there you go. Okay, 禁毒大队获知什么什么宾馆有毒贩入住。Okay, 某期该词 Okay, I think they're all okay. 此其该 all means this, and 某 means some. So so far they're grammatically okay, but these three have a different meaning to 某。民警在对房间进行检查时 So I guess 对 is 对面的房间 That's how I'm interpreting that. 一个房内的人拒不开门。No, the 对 is not 对面。No, that doesn't make sense now. 民警在对房间进行 Yeah, so they're investigating some room in the hotel. 一个房内的人 So there's someone in that room and they're refusing to open the door. 为防止 犯罪嫌疑人逃跑，逃窗和毁灭证据，民警强行进入房间。Yeah, there's a 成语破门而入. I wonder if we're going to get that. Probably. Is it there? 破门而入. I like this 成语. 破门而入. 破门而入. This one. Burst in. 破门而入. So rather than use 强行进入房间, you could use 破门而入. Break the door down. 强行 is like forcefully entered the room. 躲在卫生间的歹徒突然逃出。So there was a 歹徒 is like evildoer. I don't know, do people still say that? In English, like, the only person who says evildoer is like Superman or something. Stop, evildoer. You shall not rob that old lady of her handbag. 手持大刀对民警进行追砍。So I don't know what 追砍 means. 砍 means to chop. So usually you chop trees down. 追 pursue. So I don't know what that is. Maybe they're chasing after a policeman brandishing a knife. Haha, take that. 在什么什么犯罪嫌疑人砍刀的过程中 ，OK， 在 so 砍刀 the 砍 is the description of the knife, right? So we need to disarm. 夺取 is a good choice. 夺取 So 夺取 is a better choice than the other ones. 争取 争夺 is to vie for. Usually you vie for victory or something like that, right? 取得 is acquire. It is not specific enough a word for this context. 获取 is often used in police context in the sense of seizing drugs. Actually, 获取 here would be okay as well. Sorry. 夺取 So when I see the door, I'm thinking of a struggle. So I think 夺取 might be okay here. Because I am envisaging the police and this ruffian struggling over this knife. 民警小何 Oh, that's the name of the police officer. 小何身体多处受伤。All right. 可怜的小何。他强忍伤痛，在其他民警的OK 搭配 that works 结合合作配合OK when I need more context 将犯罪嫌疑人成功制服并查获大量毒品搭配 is a really good choice. So 搭配 yeah, you often see it meaning used for things like that match up. So you often see it in linguistics in the sense of collocation. So words that pair up. 充沛 is an adjective. It just means plentiful, abundant, and so on. But it almost always describes the word 精力充沛. And there's a few other words like that you need to use with their collocations. They're kind of, in principle, they're independent words, but almost always they're used with their collocations. Here, we're not talking about that context. We're talking about the context in which people are pairing up. You often talk about 搭配. People will, like a guitarist and a drummer will pair up and form like a band or something like that. 配合 配合 often means cooperation in the sense of do what you're told, kind of cooperation. 配合 you hear it when you go to the subway. 谢谢您的配合 I do not think that is a good choice of word here. 结合 is totally wrong. 结合 is like merge or combine, used in chemistry or like when you're mixing things together. 结合,合作,合作 is collaborate. It is not a good choice of word here. You collaborate with like on a project or something like this. Maybe a company will collaborate with another company on a project. 合作. So 搭配 is a very strong choice, and I think the other three are very poor choices. 争夺. Yeah, I guess. So the first gap, I could accept any of those, but I prefer the ones that mean 子某该, given the subsequent context. 争夺. 争夺 is vie for, struggle for. So they're struggling for this knife. I think I can accept that. 获取. 获取 is appropriate when you like seize drugs. This like thing at the end here where they're seizing drugs. Yeah, this 获 is here, 查获. So they could, instead of 查获, they could say 获取大量毒品. That would work there. But here, because the police officer was hurt, you don't like, when you 获取, you seize the drugs, you don't really get hurt, right? You don't get hurt. So we need to have some kind of struggle with this guy with a knife. So I'm going to go A. 搭配 is a really strong, sorry. 搭配 is a really strong choice for this last one, I think. 配合. Do you say 配合钥匙? You say 配钥匙. You like make a partner for your key or something like that. I don't know if that's 配合. Just 配钥匙, right? Anyway, let's continue. 邻里守望制度. I don't know what this means. Oh, is this sorry, yeah, it's a community watch. This is the system where your neighbors watch out for criminals and so on. 是一种居民主动参与 is the best. 参照 is just nonsense. 参考 is nonsense as well. 参与 is the best choice of words. 参与 means to like participate in an activity or event or something like this. 参加 also means to participate, but usually it's more 参加 you attend more than participate. 参考 参考 means to use something as a reference. So yeah, you often use it as a 参考书 as a part of that word. So maybe your dictionary or something is your 参考书. Yeah, so maybe you 参考你的参考书 or 参考文献. 参照 This is the same as this, right? 参照 You consult. You're consulting some sort of reference material. So these are just here because they have the character 参 in there. There is no relevance whatsoever for those words. 与执法者积极合作的罪犯预防措施 yeah 积极合作的犯罪预防措施 yeah 预防 is like you is like in advance and 防 is prevent. So we're with these 执法者. So these are people carrying out the law. So presumably it's police, but it could also be other things like security guards, I guess. 执法者积极合作的 Yeah. So this is not an attributive to describe the criminals. You're meant to assume the criminals are not working in collaboration with the police. It's a bit weird, isn't it? So this is the word here, right? 犯罪 预防措施. Yeah, 办法 doesn't work. 办法 is a solution usually of a problem. It just doesn't work. Procedures is a good choice. 手段. 手段 is like methods. It's often used somewhat negatively for underhanded methods, but it can be okay. It's not really appropriate here. 措施 procedures and tasks is a good choice. 设施 is like equipment and so on. So there is such a thing as 预防设施, but it's not relevant to the context. So 预防设施 might include like security alarms and like locking fences and so on. Lockable fences. 他将邻近的居民组织起来. So here 组织 functioning as a verb. So organizing or gathering together. 成为警察的耳目 ears and eyes. 这些特殊耳目在发现可疑行为后即刻报警. So promptly report suspicious activity. 成员间还可相互交流学习家庭防范学习技巧技术 What is 技术 技术 is technology, right? Not really relevant. Actually, you can study 技术, but like you'd be studying like technology at a university. 技艺 this pertains to arts, like technical arts. 技巧技能 kind of, but okay, it's B. 参与 absolutely. 措施 absolutely. 技巧 techniques, yeah. You're studying like anti-criminal 防范 right? Prevention techniques. Yeah. And 邻里守护有助于 so benefits something 有助于增强社区居民对社区问题的关注力 so it benefits their 关注力 their attention to this I don't know community problems 从而在根本上提高社区的宜居指数 So 指数 is an index, like in the sense of a NASDAQ or this kind of, you give some kind of number that reflects some kind of property. And here it's 宜居 So this is ease of living or something in that ballpark. So as your ease of living goes up, the number goes up, or if crime rises, maybe that number will go down, and so on. Anyway, surely it is be clear you is equal with. So some of these are just totally ridiculous, right? 擅长于 is adept at. 擅长于 it's okay, but it's kind of weird. 平行于 operates in parallel with. Anyway. 参教参考 you can absolutely get rid of those two. And 一个患抑郁症的女孩与母亲发生争吵后独自出走. Alright, so there's a girl who's suffering from depression. She has an argument with her mother and has left. 家人四处寻找寻找 okay. These don't really make sense. 因果 is cause and effect. This doesn't make sense whatsoever. It's often used in grammar. So you talk about 因果关系 因果句子. So you talk about a sentence like first you state a cause, then you state the effect. That sort of thing. 果然 means as expected. It's usually used at the start of a sentence, so I think it's not appropriate here. 结果未果 未果, I don't know this word, but it looks like has yet to yet to have results. So presumably that's okay. 结果寻找结果 is results, so 寻找结果 is a bit weird, but let's see. 只好什么什么警察 Okay. 求助 seek help from the police. That's a good choice. 协助 okay, so 协助 means you help the police. This would be appropriate if you're like beside the police saying, oh, there's a clue. Oh, there's a clue. Something like that. 帮助 yeah, is more generic. Yeah, the 协助 emphasizes you're like next to each other in person and so on. 互助 mutually helping. No, 互助. Usually 互助, do you use 互助 with a subject? You just 互助. I don't. Sorry, with an object. Does it take an object? I don't even know. Anyway, 求助 is a good choice. So your daughters run off, and you're like, what do? You seek help from the police. That's a normal thing to say, right? 在什么什么查看了周边的监控以后 So 逐一 means 一个接一个，一个又一个 or yeah, one after the other. 专一 is like 专一 it's like specialized, right? 逐渐 like I wouldn't use that in this context, right? 逐渐 is gradually. It's like, oh, I'm taking my time. 同一 has nothing to do with anything. Maybe they just put it there because it has an E. 同一 means to unite. So you often talk about 秦始皇统一了中国. So 秦始皇, Emperor 秦始皇, the first emperor of China, united China. Yeah. Yeah. Here it's just totally irrelevant. 民警发现女孩最后在一所医院附近消失. Okay, so she disappeared near a hospital. 之后民警与女孩的家人一起来医院附近。当看到仍在街头徘徊的女儿时，女孩的家人不禁热泪盈眶 something like this. 喜极而慰 Yeah, actually that's a synonym, right? So happy they cried. They found the daughter. 喜笑颜开 I don't know that 成语. 悲喜交加 could be that one. So presumably 悲 grief 喜 No, 悲 is for grief, isn't it? Sometimes it can just mean internal pain. 交加 are kind of intermingled. I don't know. I'd have to actually go and Google this. So this 欢天喜地. This is overjoyed, but usually it's overjoyed about something good happening, not like you found your runaway daughter. Yeah, this is D. It's very strongly D. So sometimes you need to be careful with Chongyu and their grammar in particular, because they have irregular grammar. All right, 下一部分. 公元前4世纪. So this is during the Han Dynasty, right? 意大利. Oh, so this is ancient Italy. Was it called Italy then? When did the word Italy come along? This is like ancient Rome, right? 意大利有个叫皮萨阿斯的年轻人触犯了法律，OK 将被处死处死，刑期临近，他希望能回家相见母亲最后一面。Alright, so he's sentenced to death and he's in Italy. And yeah, as he's about to die, he went to his hometown to visit his mother, it seems. Or maybe he requested that. So we're starting a new sentence. 这个人 音信全无 I don't know what that means, but okay. 人们议论纷纷 Alright, this is not appropriate because we have 人们 and we haven't introduced people yet. 他的这个要求被国王准许了 Yeah, that makes sense. 但条件是Yeah, so the king granted his request to see his family. 但条件是他必须找一个人来替他去监狱 okay, so someone's got to replace him in the prison. And if he doesn't come back, that person dies. 这是一个看似简单，其实似乎不可能实现的要求。Yeah, I can understand that. I don't think I would replace him. 假如这个人一去不返怎么办？什么什么 Okay, this is a full sentence question. It should be a rhetorical question. 谁愿意犯着被杀头的危险干这件傻事呢 Yeah. It's a full question and is a rhetorical question. So you can tell that from the context and the grammar. Okay. 这个消息传出后有一个人表示愿意来替换这个人他就是这个人的好友OK 达蒙进了监狱后这个人就返回家乡看望母亲时间一天天过去什么什么什么什么OK 都说达蒙上了这个人的当上了当 means swindled by this person 上了谁的当 swindled by the person but we need to find 26 也这个人音信全无 so we didn't hear from him again 人们议论纷纷 so everyone is in consensus that this person has been swindled That's a good choice for that gap there. I will choose that one. 一直到行刑的那一天 Yeah, this is one of these words where 行刑 where both syllables are pronounced the same. 行刑 The first 行 is carry out. This 行 refers to like a criminal punishment of some kind. Here it refers to the death penalty. So on the day when the death penalty is about to be carried out, 这个人还没有回来，只好由达蒙替死。All right, so he's gonna get the death penalty for his friend. 当达蒙被带到刑场时，什么什么什么什么。So I'm expecting him to suddenly appear. 围观的人有的笑话他是个傻瓜 Oh, that works. So we've got C and D left. This one makes sense as well. 有的 Oh, okay. So 有的 here, 有的 here. So it's C. 有的这样做，有的那样做。So the last one must be D, hopefully. We can confirm. 有的非常同情他，刀已经举起，达蒙眼看就要被杀头了，就在这时，这个人飞奔而来。Oh, here he is. 高声喊着：“我回来了，我回来了！”很多人都以为自己是在梦中。这时，这个人已经冲到达蒙的身边，他们紧紧的拥抱在一起。国王知道这件事后，不仅免除了 ，Yeah, so this 免除免赦 is the word. I believe it's 免赦, meaning to pardon someone. Not 100% sure. No, or is it 赦免? Pardon in the sense of an official pardon for 赦免. Sorry, I said the wrong one. 赦免. So this is like getting a pardon, say, from the president or whatever. The president pardons turkeys from the chopping block. 赦免. Okay, so this 免 is 赦免的免，免除了这个人的死刑。Okay, so pardoned or at least cancelled away his death penalty. 而且重重的也奖赏了他的朋友达蒙。That's not my. What's the moral of that story? Well, I don't know. What's the moral of that story? What am I supposed to learn from that? Like, if I'm ever going to get executed, I should try to weasel out of it as much as possible. I don't know. What's the moral of that story? That looks like an Australian police car. I think this is from Australia. All right. Pause for a second. I need the bathroom. All right. Let's give this a read. Yeah, that's an Australian police car, surely, right? What's the yeah, in Australia it's 000. I can't read that. Do you think that's an Australian police car? I think it is. This particular font, but maybe it's used elsewhere. I'm not sure. Like, it could be New Zealand or maybe somewhere in Europe. There's no license plate. License plate presumably is on the door. There's a tow bar. All right. That looks very Australian to me, I'm going to be honest. All right. Let's give this a read. 王志是全国知名警犬训导员 So he's a police dog trainer. 王志今年他新带了一只警犬小胖 I guess this is 小胖 Well, 小胖 doesn't look very fat. So maybe he loses weight. He being the dog. 让我们听听1岁的小胖如何讲述他心目中的爸爸。Why do we say that? So this is the narrator speaking, right? 让我们听听. So let's have a little chat about this. Usually the level of formality in this these kinds of articles is pretty high. So you don't get the narrator saying, let's have a listen to the story about this police dog. 大家好，我是小胖。I'm sorry. Is the dog narrating the story? This is what happens when you've studied for too long. You just kind of go, oh, everything's weird. 大家好，我是小胖。前几天刚满1岁。不过爸爸说我差不多有5岁孩子那么高的智商呢。Yeah, so I'm telling the story about myself. Although I'm 1 year old, I have the intelligence of a 5-year-old, presumably a 5-year-old human. All right. 3个月前，我已经是一条光荣的公安警犬了。听说我爸爸是警犬基地资格最老的训导员呢，我和他一定超有缘分。不然为什么当初他一眼就也相中了我呢 I encountered that word in my daily reading yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. 相中. Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. You know what? I'm going to show you. Yeah, I found it. Here. It wasn't in my reading yesterday. It was the day before yesterday. But anyway, that's not important. 相中梧桐酱的那位姑娘是盘龙乡的美人，年纪轻轻的，家中的门槛就快被媒人踏破。Yeah, 媒人 is like this matchmaker. Can you see? Sorry, it's a bit hard for me to get this angle. Yeah, 姑娘不为所动. It's like, I don't want to be set up with someone. 却对梧桐酱情有独钟. Yeah, so the story was about a proficient coppersmith called, well, that's his surname, Wu Tongjiang. So he's a coppersmith. Yeah. So this girl did not like all the really handsome guys. She liked the coppersmith. The matchmaker set her up with all these guys. So this is like ta po, like ta meaning to like step on or destroy through trampling. So it's used figuratively. The menkan is the like threshold of your door. Yeah, so the matchmakers come to the house so many times. She's damaged the damaged the threshold, like used figuratively, of course. Yeah, so 相中, that's where I saw that word. This is why you do your daily reading. 相中. I remember I looked it up the other day. 相中. Take a fancy. So, this is what I read. By the way, if you want to do the same thing. 阅阅读. 初中, so this is used for preparing for the 中考. Where does it say? This is somewhere there. Here. No? Yeah, 中考. 中考, not the 高考, or the 中考. Like a middle school exam. So here, when I saw it, sorry, I've been studying too much. You go a bit kind of, whoa, if you study too much, don't you? Yeah. 一眼就相中了我呢. Yeah, so the dog, this story is from the dog's perspective, the police dog. So Wang Jie looked at me and 相中了我. Took a fancy to me. I am a dog, that's how I speak. 33年前, 爸爸开始爸爸 is Wang Jie, but since I'm a dog, I call my trainer 爸爸. Sorry, I'm trying to make that as good as possible. 33年前, 爸爸开始训导警犬, 他总跟人家说, so 人家, yeah, this is interesting. 人家 is this kind of, it's a pronoun that has three different meanings. You can mean yourself, it can mean other people, oh no, it can mean like a specific other person, and it can mean people in general. Yeah, usually when you use it to mean yourself, it's a little bit 撒娇. Usually it's only women who use 人家 to refer to themselves. And usually when they're kind of like, I don't know, they want their boyfriend to buy them something. Something like that. That's my understanding. Anyway, here we have a dog using 人家 to refer to itself. 总跟人家说, I believe, right? Oh no, it could be other people, couldn't it? Yeah. When I say 人家, it could be 国家. So all right, sorry. 我比较笨，跟 Yeah, so 人家 is me in this context. The dog is referring to itself as 人家. It's like 撒娇. It's got this 撒娇 kind of tone. 跟动物打交道省事。跟动 I don't know what that means. So I'm comparatively silly with other animals or with animals 打交道省事。So 打交 I know what all the words mean. What does the sentence mean? So with animals 打交道 is like communicating with them. 省事 to save effort. The subject of the sentence is 我 so I don't really know what that means. 提示一个人喜不喜欢狗我们一闻就知道。So we're still narrating from the dog's perspective. So 我们 is 我们狗我们狗们一闻就知道爸爸就是一个大心眼里喜欢我们的人他为了照顾我们把家都搬到了离市区很远的山野基地附近每天一大早他就来到我们的宿舍先给我搞好卫生然后给我梳毛把我照顾舒服就开始一天的训练爸爸说虽然我是警犬 So can you see that? Yeah. 但我有1年玩的时间我在绿油油的草坪上撒欢奔跑把丢出去的球叼回来叼 is a really rare word used to mean carrying them out maybe it's not that rare It's not rare if you have a dog. Okay. 我可以轻巧的钻过树丛的空隙我还能翻过高高的障碍墙 Alright, so I'm becoming dexterous. 我有一个姐姐叫嘉露爸爸经常带着她执行安检任务姐姐特别棒每次都能很出色的完成任务一天的工作完成后爸爸累得腰都快举不起来了有一次他连续工作了30多个小时累得饭都没吃就睡着了So this was narrated by a dog So we do make that. It is important to know that. 关于王志，我们知道什么？他今天33岁了。I forget. What did it say? 33岁年前 No. 他是一名训犬员。That's correct, right? Specializing in police dogs. 他已经离婚了。Like we didn't say anything about his personal life. 他这个人比较笨 No, the dog is 比较笨 So, C. Yeah, that was a funny story. Usually they're really like stuffy and boring. So, yeah. 王志为什么把家搬到了基地附近 According to the dog. Yeah, to distance themselves away from the city. I think that's 为了远离城市，为了看到更美的风景，为了方便照顾警犬，为了更好的跟小胖玩。No. Assuming the dog is actually correct. 小胖，现在的主要任务是，现在的主要任务，现在 I don't know. We didn't talk about 小胖 currently. 搞好卫生呢 I don't know. I honestly don't know. We didn't talk about this, right? 习惯健全的生活，在玩中长本领。could be that one. 向姐姐加入学习 ，no. 和训导员搞好关系 ，no. We already have good relations. So I think it is just war. I'm meant to play. Yeah, 虽然我是警犬，但我有一年玩的时间。I guess this counts as now. Yeah, 每天一大早。I guess that counts as now. 现在。And so I'm playing with the intention of getting skills. OK， 这篇文章的主要内容是警犬的日常生活，训导员和警犬之间的故事，警犬小胖在成长，警犬小胖和加入的故事。I don't know. I think it is C. The first one you can exclude because we're not talking about the everyday lives of police dogs, right? I think B you can exclude because it only talks about 小胖 and it doesn't talk about 王志 and it doesn't talk about 加入. And this one I think you can exclude for the same reason. Actually, the 成长 is also not that appropriate because we're just got a snapshot rather than his life. And this one is not so appropriate. It's not really the purpose. 主要内容 is not that. We're meant to get a glimpse of like what it's like training police dogs. So I think C is the most accurate answer to that one. All right. All right, we have some kind of crime scene. All right. 方于丽. So this is a person, presumably a detective or something. We'll find out in a second. 方于丽是一名女法医. Oh, so this is like a forensic pathologist. 参加工作以来，他参与了各类案件的现场勘查及法医鉴定工作，为刑事案例的准确定性提供了依据，为命案侦破提供了方案。All right, we have a forensic pathologist, I believe. 面对高度腐败、遗臭无比的尸体，腐败 usually means corruption. Here it means rotting, a rotting corpse. So usually say 腐烂 or 腐蚀。all right. Anyway, 面对条件恶劣，遭到破坏，也许一无所获的现场，他毫无犹豫地直说3个字：让我去。All right. This is into her corpses. 那年发生了一起交通事故. So here 起 is a measure word. It's not 一起 meaning together. It is 一起事故. 起 is the measure word for 事故, or like it's like instances of things. OK, 车主把人撞死后开车逃跑了. OK, 交通警察极尽努力. I guess that's a saying, right? After several spurts of strenuous effort or something like this. 终于查获了嫌疑车辆. 嫌疑车辆. All right. You say 嫌疑人 because it's the suspect. 嫌疑车辆. All right. 但车主却坚持说他与事故无关. So 车主 is the driver or the owner of the vehicle. Anyway, 没有目击证人, no eyewitnesses, 没有直接证据, 怎么办? 方于丽说必须找到证据. Let's find some evidence. Let's see how she solves this case. 深夜的办公室, 他反复分析琢磨, 仔细推演案发过程. I don't know, that's just a fancy way of saying she works hard. 还和同事一起, this is the together. So this 一起 is not the same as this 一起, even though they're identical characters. 还和同事一起开车赶到案发地, 分析可能遗漏了哪些痕迹. 他想到了事故车辆虽经过了处境, 但也说不定会有些许线索. 有些许线索. What does this 许 mean? I don't know that. All right, 下一个. Let's continue. 他再次来到事故车辆面前, 开始仔细检查起来. 在此之前, 这辆车已被他检查过6次. 归在车前, 钻入车下, 他一点点的检验车体, 分析上残留的每一点痕迹, 不放过一丝一毫可疑之处. 不放过一丝 maybe it's just 一丝一毫可疑之处. All right. Working hard, paying attention to details. We don't know what evidence she's going to find. Let's figure it out. 它的放大镜 magnifying glass 是最终在该车左前轮上停了下来. And I do not know that character. Do you know that character? That one. Do you know? 按什么柱? No, I don't know. Is it 按耐柱? I don't know that character. Let's move on. I don't recall ever seeing it before. 按耐柱, I'm just going to say 耐. 心头的激动, 他小心翼翼的用镊子 I don't know, what's the tone for 镊子? Niez, fourth tone. 一把镊子. Here, this is 镊子. Now, this is my pointer. 一把镊子 where it go？ 耶，他小心翼翼的用镊子，用这个，夹起那一小块可疑物，可疑物 ，I didn't know these words could be used like that。放进证据袋，很快检验比对得出来。结论，所以比对得出来。I think that's the correct pausing, right? 方于力的在该车左前轮提取到的是一小块人体组织碎屑。So some fragment of a human body. 经 DNA 检验鉴定，确认为受害人的人体组织。All right, so it's the victim's DNA. Okay. 此案的侦破终于得到了直接证据。All right, so they got the truck or car or whatever, and they found the victim's DNA on it. Aha! You're nicked. 狡猾的犯罪嫌疑人终于得到了应有的制裁。I'm a little bit confused though. So 撞死后。I'm a little bit confused as to why the car that crashed into someone and killed them did not like have blood everywhere or something like this. Why you needed to get your 镊子. Get your 镊子. It's like, aha, there's a little human DNA here. Like rather than like have like their blood splurted all over the car. Or maybe they cleaned it, but then you'd still have the dint. Like you'd have a human-shaped dint in your car. I don't know. Do you think this is a real story? I don't know. 根据上文，方于丽从事的工作是解剖尸体。解剖 meaning dissect. Shiti is a corpse, so dissecting corpses, or in English, you'd say performing autopsies. That's not really her job, but it would be part of her job. 处理交通事故 no. 法医鉴定 this one 法医鉴定。还原案发过程 I don't even know what that means. 还原案发过程还原。So this is reconstruct like crime scenes and so on. No, she's a forensic pathologist. So she's collecting human samples from crime scenes and so on. 与第二段划线词语一无所获。Oh, that's pretty easy. 一无所得。Oh, come on. Is that really the answer? 意思最相近的 okay, unless it's used figuratively or something like that. 满载而归 so fully loaded and returned, no. It's the complete opposite of that, right? 双手空空 this is usually used to describe someone when they're visiting a house or something like this, and they're kind of like they don't have any gifts or something like this. I'm not sure, maybe there's other usages. 荡然无存 so I don't know what that means. Anyway, 一无所获 means 一无所得。获 is a police like this 获取。得 is 得到 and synonyms. Yeah. It's not a very satisfying question, is it? 在交通事故案件中，方于律师最后找到了证据是 so a chunk of human fragment, a human fragment. 人体组织存留物 could be that one. 车轮的碰撞痕迹，车上残留的划痕，划痕。现场的 yeah no, it's the first one. She took out her 镊子 She took out her 镊子 and found a fragment of human from the tire. And that was the evidence. That was the corpse, that was the deceased. And it was found on the suspect's car, and that was the pivotal evidence that got him locked up, I guess. 根据上文最标题 no 最适合形容方于力的词汇 Alright, so we're finding an adjective that describes the detective, well no, the forensic pathologist. 胆大心细 胆大 is not really appropriate. 善良聪明 善良 is not relevant. 廉洁自律 廉洁 is like incorruptible kind of thing, not appropriate. 爱岗敬业 yeah, that one's good. 爱岗 so she loves her job. So throughout here we did find that she was surprisingly 让我去必须找到证据 like very enthusiastic about her job. So yeah, that seems like a reasonable choice. D. Yeah, 胆大 is kind of like courageous and bold, which kind of 信息. So I know the word 细心 细心 means like attention to detail. Maybe 心细 is like an adjective that describes someone that has the property of paying attention to detail. 胆大 it could be a, but 爱岗敬业 敬业 is perfect. Industrious. She worked hard. She did all sorts of things to solve this case. So 敬业 is a good choice. 爱岗 she did seem to like her job. Like she was very enthusiastic about her job. All right. So let's lock him in, Eddie. Here we go. Lock him in. Where's my red pen? I'll get the red pen out. And we're doing 37. And there's the official answers. All right. I got the first one wrong. That's not a good start. B, A, B, B, A. Oh dear. A, B. I went from B to C. It hasn't. All right. D, D. Oh, I did badly, didn't I? All right. D, C, D, D, A, D, C. Yeah, right. I changed this one, didn't I? I put D, said it could be C. And I said C, it could be D. Yeah. Anyway. A. That one was D. B. D, B, D. B, A, C, D. C. Whoa, okay. B's, no, that's okay. All right. So that's not too bad, is it? 1, 2. Whoa, did I get 3 of them wrong? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 in the listening. 7, 8, 9. 9 wrong is, I mean, it's not perfect, but you know, not that bad. What is this? 27? All right. So what's this? Is this 75%? I'll do it in the calculator just to make sure. Yeah. All right. So let's see what happened. Where did I go wrong? I went wrong in the listening section. So the first one I got wrong. Yeah, I remember that. I remember saying, surely it's A from what they said. but I said I couldn't exclude D. D seems correct as well. I think I excluded it because I just didn't say that. That was my justification. So let's give it a read and see where I went wrong. 通讯诈骗，通讯诈骗就是之前常说的电信诈骗。So the am I meant to infer from 之前 it's no longer called this? That's a trap. 译称 E is also called this. That's not reasonable. I think that's a silly question, then, right? 之前, all right. So here it doesn't specify if it says 现在 or 目前 or something like this. Like, it doesn't give a time frame here. I don't think that's a reasonable question. 指犯罪分子利用电信、短信、QQ、微信、互联网等信息手段. Yeah, so here I talked about 手段 before. 手段 here. So methods like 信息 information methods. 手段 here, it's kind of in a negative thing. It's like an underhanded tactics. In this case, 骗取他人财物的犯罪行为。由于近年来此类案件越来越多，犯罪手段 again, yeah, 更新升级，安全机关不断提醒民众要提高自己的防范意识。Yeah, so that's this one. So they didn't use 百姓, they used 民众, which is a synonym. 应提高, yeah. So they didn't say this. 通讯诈骗. Yeah, that's a really unsatisfying answer. Like, how am I supposed to know that the author does not accept 之前常说这个? But this doesn't imply it's not. How am I supposed to mind read the author? That's a really unsatisfying. I'm going to count that as unsatisfying. Like, all right, that's... Yeah, anyway, let's move on. You don't, that kind of question, you don't learn anything. The author just makes you feel bad. It's like, haha, you fell for my trap. It's like, aha, I'm harming your education. Like, why? Why are you doing that? Aren't you meant to be helping me? Anyway, here I chose C. The answer is D. 影片中的有个女儿. Surely he had a daughter. 影片, I don't even know what this means. 畅想未来警察如何办案. What does, okay, I just don't know that word to begin with. It's certainly not a HSK word. 畅想. Give free rein to one's imagination. All right. Again, this just... you get them wrong and then you think, okay, well, teach me, where did I go wrong? How can I improve? And then it's like, you can't improve. It's just the author likes to set traps. 未来警察是中国电影集团出品的一部科幻警匪片. 影片讲述的是一个和保护能源有关的故事。生活在2080年的警察这个人，周志豪，为了觉醒政府的任务，保护能源，专家，保护能源专家马博士。Sorry, I misunderstood this. We're not protecting resources, we're protecting this person who is an expert on 能源 resources. 和自己的女儿。Oh, come on! 一起穿越时空。So this 自己 is not this person. That's literally, that would count as a grammar error if I did it. 回到2020年，与邪恶势力进行对抗。All right, so we have time travel, so this detective, police officer, time traveling police officer 周志豪 is protecting Dr. Ma 和自己的女儿。That's just, painful. That's just not as satisfying. So when it says 和自己的女儿, it's his daughter, not Ma博士, Dr. Ma. All right. Yeah, okay. And I couldn't choose D because I just didn't know what this word means. 畅想未来警察如何办案. Yeah, that's just unsatisfying. Unhelpful as well. I get annoyed at questions like that, like they're designed to confuse you. Alright, anyway, let's continue. For here I got 3 wrong. I did terribly. B, D, D. I got the last 3 wrong. So in the interview, I got... Here I chose B. Here I chose B. I said it could be D. Then I changed it to C, and it turns out it was B all along. Yeah, I shouldn't have changed it. Anyway, so 1998年 I don't even know what that means. 随张晋破诈骗案. So maybe it's the 随 I'm meant to pick up on. Anyway, no, this was the correct answer. So, alright. Sorry. Where was the year mentioned here? OK 记得1998年，我们接到报警，有一家公司的负责人被骗了。骗子非常狡猾，没留下多少线索。为了尽快破案，一接到情报，老张就带领我们几个人赶到山东。我们埋伏在嫌疑人的居住的附近。Why is it not that one? Come on. So he tracked him down to 山东，带领我们几个人赶到山东。带领 means he came with us, right? He went with us to Shandong and traced down, and we ambushed him. 埋伏在 一顿就是10几个小时，正是他的冷静沉着，为后来案件的侦破立下了汗马功劳。This is again seeming like a trap. We tracked this criminal. No, he tracked this criminal to Shandong. That's, I don't know. All right. But why is this the answer and why is this wrong? 谁? Okay, so 谁, we followed him. This is correct too, right? All right, let's move on. I'm not going to be able to learn anything from this. I put these orange ones or it's like, I just feel the question is just not good. I feel like the problem is more with the question. Like, choose something I could learn from, not like something that's just going to annoy me. Why is it wrong? And you might say, oh, okay, there is a good reason, but unfortunately, this is the answers the author provides. So, you know, that's it. That's all I've got. And the transcript. And even when I read the transcript, I still think this is correct. This followed them. Yeah, it seems okay. This seems correct as well. Very, very unsatisfying. Anyway, this one was D. OK， 工作交给张庆就100个，放心吧。So 100个 just means like I can relax, like a lot or something. What was the question? Here 9. 张庆的领导对他的工作有什么评价 ？All right. So I give Zhang Qing a job and I can relax. Where did he comment? How to lead? No, that's not relevant. 他一工作就顾不得休息。No. So it wasn't here. You know what? Let's just listen to it again. It's faster.
第二部分，第6到10题，请选出正确答案。现在开始第6到10题。
It must be in this part here in the
是根
middle.
据下面一段采访。
虽然这个
观众朋友们，大家好，今天我们请来了王警官，跟大家谈谈张庆同志生前的事迹。您好，您能不能跟我们谈谈张庆同志是怎么突发疾病去世的？
他工作太拼命了，中秋节假期他一直在值班。我们开会时发现他没到，就去办公室找他，发现他因心脏病发作去世。
张庆警官在公安局主要分管哪方面工作呢？
他从中国人民警官大学毕业以后，分配到我们刑警大队。开始时在第一线工作，后来发现他文字水平很高，就调到秘书科，主要是写各种材料。去世前，他已经是我们分局指挥室主任了。
您跟他一起共事，有什么印象特别深刻的事例吗？
他虽然没有什么特别光辉的事迹，但 他工作严谨认真。记得1998年，我们接到报警，有一家公司的负责人被骗了，骗子非常狡猾，没留下多少线索。为了尽快破案，一接到情报，老张就带领我们几个人赶到山东。我们埋伏在嫌疑人的居住地附近，一蹲就是10几个小时。正是他的冷静沉着，为后来案件的侦破立下了汗马功劳。
他平时工作怎么样？
他经常加班，很少准点下班。有一次他持续高烧，还坚持带病工作。后来在同事的劝说下，才利用午休的时间去了医院。
他一工作就顾不得休息和病痛了。
是的，他担任指挥室主任时工作特别忙。他的办公室有一个小沙发，他加班累了就在沙发上躺一躺。我们领导常常说，交给张庆的事，我从来不用说第2遍，他肯定完成的又快又好。我们也常劝他注意休息，他总是说没事，指挥室年轻同事多，我得多分担些。
他的离去对他的家庭打击很大吧？
那是当然的，但是他的家属很坚强。他的家庭经济情况比较困难，但他在单位从来不说家里的事。
Yeah, all right, absolutely. It's here. 我们领导常常说，交给张庆的事，我从来不用说第2遍。So this is like we're meant to infer that. So we take something, give it to Zhang Qing. We don't need to say anything about it the second time because it's already done, right? 他肯定完成的又快又好, both quick and good. All right. So he's an excellent whatever he does detective, or at least he works in a police station. Yeah, so this just is not relevant to anything. 他一工作就想不起来休息. No, I didn't say that. It's just like if you get tired, he rests on the couch. 他热爱工作. Yeah, I don't know the word 剩余. 剩余. Is it a word? More than. 热爱工作胜于自己的身体. I think that's a reasonable choice for an answer, right? They spent multiple lines describing how he would work so hard he would get sick. 坚持带病工作. Like here, he's sick, he still works. 后来在同事的劝说下，才利用午休的时间去了医院。Like, that's very minimal. No, I think that's just a bad question. Yeah. No, I think these are just bad questions. They shouldn't be like that. Come on, I'm supposed to be learning something, not just walking into trap after trap. If you prepare your study materials and the student falls trap after trap after trap after trap, it's not the student's fault. It's the crafty author, and it's not motivating. The student doesn't go, yeah, I want to study more. I love studying more after falling into all those traps you've set for me. No, the student's like, oh, I'll just do something else. If this is how you have to study Chinese, you don't learn anything. You just end up getting things wrong for no reason. I don't know why authors do this. It's really frustrating. All right, anyway, this one, you have to just move on. Yeah, you have to just move on. Here I chose B, I changed it to C, the answer was D. 家庭经济条件不好. Yeah, actually, I think they did say that. But how do you exclude the other ones? They said all sorts of things. 他的家庭经济情况比较困难. Yeah, okay, so that's where the answer is. So yeah, 家事对外都保密。So did he not try to keep it secret though? Yeah, okay. 家属很坚强，他的家属很坚强，他的家庭经济这个吧，但他在单位从来不说家里的事，从来不说家里的事。Yeah, does that 家事对外部 no 对外都保密 does that not imply it? Yeah. 在单位从来不说家里的事，从来不说家里的事，对外都 I don't know. Does 对外 have some meaning? I don't know. 对外 just doesn't have a specific meaning. It's just out to an external source, right? Doesn't have to be outside the company or something, right? And 表示跟外部、外地区、外国等发生联系。也对付外来。So maybe I'm meant to not accept this 对外。No, I'm going to declare this a bad question as well. I just think these are bad questions. And move on. Lots of bad questions. All right, what else did I get wrong? I got 13 wrong. Wow, all right. I remember this. This is, again, it's a trap, isn't it? So we did hear it. 先后乘坐马车、汽车、候车。So, all right. So that's what I chose as the answer. That's incorrect, apparent. No, it's correct. Maybe I just marked my answer. Why did I change it to C? What? 一个人坐飞机来的。Sorry, I'm reading the wrong question. All right, we're talking about 13, not 14. Okay, 13. Sorry, so I got those ones correct. 13. I chose D. Then I said, I changed it to C, but said, well, maybe it's D. 他的话以理服人. Okay, so this is the detail. So first of all, 以理服人 is a 成语. I don't really know. 用道理来说服人. Yeah, that's my interpretation. But I interpreted 理 as like 理由 or this sort of thing. 道理 is kind of similar. So 道理 can mean things like being reasonable and so on. All right. 他能为对方着想. Yeah, maybe 着想 doesn't quite mean what. You need to know have a very nuanced and precise understanding of this. This one. 为某人或某事考虑打算. Yeah, all right, 13. So why is it? 为什么说那位老警察是会说话的人？会说话的人，会说话 means to have the gift of the gab kind of thing. just good at like speaking and saying things that people like hearing. You might use it with a shopkeeper or something who's particularly smooth. Oh, he's very smooth. And you're like, oh, I want to buy thousands of dollars of your product. Oh, sorry. All right, 13. So it's this last paragraph. 这个老民警就是一个会说话的人. All right, so that's that. The explanation is what's afterwards. 他听了那些话，情绪一定也很激动，可是他没有暴跳如雷. All right, so he heard some speech and kind of was internally angry but didn't explode. 也是无言以对. So there's nothing he can say is correct. 而是将自己工作的崇高价值真真切切地告诉对方，让对方冷静下。So why does that not? Why is this wrong? 以理服人. So first of all, 13 is deep. 以理服人. So we looked at 以理服人, 以理服人, convinced by reasoning. Yeah, okay, convinced by reasoning. So here is a logic. So here we did not get someone convinced by reasoning. He just said 让对方冷静下. Right? That's it. So I think my answer is better. 服气的低下了头. What about this one? At least based on that. 你的企业、你的家能够平平安安，好发展呢。那个人用舌头舔了舔嘴唇，服气的低了下头。Is this the same one? No. 这个狼. So it's this one, the same person. So all right. So from here, from this example, we're meant to infer 以理服人. 以理服人. Yeah, all right. From here, "有时平时话不多的老民警听不下去了，也站在他面前一字一句不吭地说，如果没有警察日夜防范小偷强盗，没有警察对犯罪分子进行严厉打击。So yeah, so this is using logic, right? So Li is reasonable. So we're meant to get it from here. He's using logic to convince people. And in the end, 服气 someone. So who is Negarin? War? No. I don't know who this is. All right, let's just move on. I think that's the logic. 着想，着想。So the problem was, okay, 他能为对方着想。Considerate towards other people. Honestly, I still think that second part does kind of make it seem like he is considerate to other people, right? It's like he understands the situation. He's like, oh, let them calm down and then we can figure this out. He's not bursting. He's not blaming. He's not out of control. Anyway, let's continue. That's the listening section done. Now here I got this one wrong. But I put a question mark here. I said C, but I didn't really know. So here the answer was D. 今天我来到常州瘦西湖的地方，游览了这3个地方等和这个等风景点。So is 游览 the incorrect choice of word? That's the only thing I can see weird about it. Unless they're talking about the 地方。游览 No, you can use it. 游玩观赏 Yeah, okay. 游览 is correct. 我来到扬州这个的地方 Kind of makes sense. Yeah, all right, let's Google it because I don't see anything wrong with it. Some of the previous ones, some of the previous Yubing sections, I generally came to the conclusion that there was actually no error. 今天我来到扬州瘦西湖 Show, is this show? 西湖 I'll try to just put that in. So that 来到乐 I mean, so this is a Yubing, is it? I'll click on this one. 搭配不当 Oh. All right, anyway, that's useless. I don't want to click that because it gives away my personal information if I click this. Okay, 修改病句. So this is probably from the 高考 or something like this. All right, I'm going to pause for a second. Yeah, I looked them up. I don't want to click it because it just puts my personal information on the screen for everyone to see if I click these Baidu pages. Yeah, so the error was the 地方. Yeah, everyone was consistent about that. I thought that was strange, but I don't... Does it count as an error or is it just bad writing? A lot of these are bad, or I consider bad writing. That doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just... Yeah, 的地方. 瘦西湖的地方. So I'm interpreting this like 的地方 would be like the periphery or the surrounding area. 瘦西湖的地方. Can we go to Google Maps? 瘦西湖的地方. Google Maps is loading rather slowly. All right, let's just move on. 的地方 is the problem. I don't know, I just interpret it as there was a lake and you didn't just go to the lake, you went around the lake and the associated places with the lake. So I'm envisaging this having places like this. So something like the places associated with this lake is how I interpreted that. And I assume these were the ones, but All right. Yeah, they also added a le here. 我来到. But I don't think I've ever encountered a HSK grammar question having the le by itself as a grammar error. I think they're mostly optional. All right, let's just move on. I got 21 wrong. What did I do wrong? I chose A, the answer was C. 配合在其他民警的配合下 the cooperation of other local police. All right. Yeah, 夺取. I remember saying 夺取 was a better choice than 争夺. 争夺 usually vie for like championship or something like this. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, 争夺冠军，争夺市场. Yeah, you're not fighting over a knife. 夺取. Yeah, I should have chosen that. So 搭配. Yeah, maybe you don't usually say 搭配下. Like 啪啪的搭配下. It didn't work anyway. 搭配下. Maybe this is not a common phrase. Yeah, 在啪啪的搭配下. Maybe I was meant to. 是什么客观条件搭配下才会引人联系？I don't know. So what am I supposed to do? Okay, certainly, well, I preferred 词 over 谋, but this one was correct, right? 夺取. So this is like scramble over a weapon. They're fighting over a knife. 夺取. Yeah, wrest. You wrest the knife away from the criminal. Yeah, that's a good choice. No, I got that one wrong. I got that one wrong. I should have chosen this one, 夺取 for the knife. Yeah, 争夺 is just not a good choice of word. I think the others you can kind of live with. Yeah, just because something is uncommon doesn't make it wrong. And a lot of the time, authors, if you've ever read literature, you start to realize, oh, every sentence is very uncommon. Yeah, anyway, 30. 王志为什么把家搬到了 Was it not to get away from the city? 为了方便照顾警犬. Yeah. 把家都搬到了离市区很远的山野，OK 这个地方，也他为了照顾我们 ，Yeah, I'm wrong, I'm just wrong, I missed it. 为了照顾我们 ，absolutely, is this one? Is what? 30. Yeah, 照顾. No, I just got that one wrong. I was plain wrong about that one. Absolutely. Yeah. All right. That's what I got wrong. Thank you for watching. We'll call it a video. Oh, I do get tired. It's 3 hours. I mean, aside from using the bathroom, I don't take breaks. It's like 3 continuous hours. Oh, I'm a little tired. I need to sleep. I need lunch. Maybe we'll go have some lunch. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe, and do the usual YouTube-y thingamajiggies. And I'll see you in the next video. 下次聊. Bye bye.